my friends, well overdue, but I think I'm about ready to do the Stumpjumper review. Right, let's do a quick bike check. So this is the Stumpjumper Pro Carbon, and it's the one below the Expert, and that's the one below the S-Works. So this retails brand new. This is the 2020 version. This retails brand new for £3,900. Would I necessarily pay that? Probably not. It's a lot of money for a mountain bike that you're going to throw down a mountain. My personal opinion. Now, I've done a lot of upgrades on this bike, so I'm going to take you through these upgrades first. Starting from the back of the bike. It's got an NX drivetrain. Now, a lot of people moan about the NX, saying it's nowhere near as good, it's unreliable. I've never had a problem with this NX. It's been crisp as anything, and I've had the bike possibly about 7 months. It's got an 11 to 50 gear range using the NX cassette, and I opted for that basically because it's got the Shimano free up, and the cassettes are a lot cheaper than going like an XD. Wheels. I've upgraded the wheels because the Rollville Traverse wheels that were on there, the engagement wasn't the best. So I went for the Hunt Enduro. They got super fast engagement and they sound wicked. The Fusion Manic dropper post, I've had a couple of issues with. I've had to take it out, clean it, re-grease it, and it's been fine since. I've put on the oval chainring, so it's 32 tooth elite oval chainring. Looks wicked, helps you up the hills. Fox DPS with the Evo can, so really plush shock, even more so I think personally than the X2 that was on my Cube. Again, we've got the in-frame storage, which is brilliant. I don't think I could buy another full suspension bike without that. Fox 34 factory, which are awesome, especially on a trail bike like this. I had the 36s on the Cube and they were so heavy in comparison. And this is the Fit 4 damper, so there's no mucking around with grip 2 dampers, getting the high and low speed rebound, the high and low speed compression. Even though it has got high and low speed compression, I don't really mess with it. We've got the Tag 1 40mm rise bars, and I'll run those at 760. The upgrade, to meet all upgrades for me, is the SRAM GX twist shift. So crisp, absolute game changer for me. I weighed this bike with all the tools in the frame, pedals, everything on. It comes out to just over 13 kilograms, which is still quite light. And being a trail bike, it's an absolute riot around my trails rather than the Enduro bike, which I always felt was overbiked. But because it's got the 150 front, 140 back, I think it's still in that category of all mountain bike. So you can basically do anything with it. With the big 29er wheels, it's a long travel bike, it's perfect. But let's get out on the trail. Let's talk a little bit more about this bike. Before we do that, yes, what we've got, ESI foam grips. Now the ones that came with the SRAM twist shift were rubbish. They were so hard, so uncomfortable. So I went with the foam grip, so basically I could cut it off on the side of the GX twist shift, because obviously you can see there it's a little bit shorter than this side. That, along with my sticky fingers, which are awesome, makes the front of my bike and the cockpit look like a child's soft play area, which is fantastic. So let's go over how this bike rides. Can it climb? It is amazing at climbing. I haven't once had to reach down and grab that climb switch. For technical climbing, even with the 29er wheels, fantastic. Is it nimble? Oh my god, I mean, look at the footage. Obviously it's nimble. Again, you wouldn't imagine this bike would have 29er wheels. It is amazing on single track. It's light, having the carbon frame, and I was always scared of riding carbon, but not now. This bike is just incredible. You can throw it anywhere. I mean, look at these trails, single track. Just an incredible bike to ride on a single track. It is a trail bike after all. Credit where credit's due, the suspension platform on this thing is incredible. That Fox DPS matched with that Fox 34 factory Fit 4, it's an incredible combination. What about the descents? The one thing I did notice coming from the Cube Enduro onto the Stumpjumper, it felt a little bit more unstable. Once I started tweaking with that setup, so I increased the travel of the fork from a 150 to a 160. That has helped dramatically. Also, riser bars. I use a set of riser bars. I'm really comfortable riding like a 40mm riser. It just enables me to get the bike a little bit more airborne. And I don't mention it too often, but I actually wear clips, and I find for the technical downhill sections really does help your feet stop bouncing around. I mean, look at the way it's performing down here. It's incredible. Every bit as fast as my enduro bike. Do you need all that travel? I don't think so, and this just proves the fact.
So I just want to mention I've put a new air spring in to make the fork into a 160mm. So it's a full-on all-mountain fun machine.
Fun machine.
With clips that I can't get into today. It's got to happen now, mate, otherwise I ain't doing it.
Yeah. Let's go then.
Bastard, he did it.
Can this machine jump? It's in the name, it's a Stumpjumper. So it's made to jump. But for someone like myself that is just learning to jump, I've started learning on the Stumpjumper, and it's enabled me to have so much more confidence over these sections. This is the first time I'm actually doing gaps. The bike is incredible on jumps. But why is it so good at jumping? I've got a theory. The last few years, bike manufacturers have been going down this marketing campaign of long, low, slack. I've had long, low, slack bikes. My friend Ben's got a long, low, slack bike. I don't think they make you rider. They might be a little bit more stable down the hills, but the Stumpjumper is actually made quite short. The geometry is not as extreme as most bikes, and I think it makes for an all-over better package for someone that wants to do a bit of everything. So if you want to do some downhill riding, you want to do some jumping, you want to do some single track, it's the perfect package. I know a lot of the times when I do bike reviews and things like that, I always say it's the best bike in the world, but I've got to say the Stumpjumper. Now it's dialed with the extra air spring in, so I've got that extra 10mm at the front. It makes all the difference, and it just feels brilliant. So the conclusion is, it's possibly the best full suspension mountain bike I've owned. Take from this review what you want. Bike manufacturers have taken the geometry way too far now, and unless you're strictly doing downhill, not going to benefit the other types of riding. This is all my opinion. Whether you choose to accept it or not, that's totally down to you guys. Stumpjumper, absolutely 100% the best full suspension bike I've ever owned. So if you did like this video, guys, and you found it useful, it'd be wicked if you could subscribe to the channel and give me a thumbs up and a like, hit that bell, so next time we release videos it'll actually show up in your feed. We'll see you later.